We are so back with the cast of the Traitors US Season 3 finally being released. And I don't know if I'm on an island with this or if the general public is just being too harsh right now, but people hate this cast, oh my god. To some extent I get it, the lesser names are really weak. We have nobody from the challenge, and the housewives aren't anywhere near the caliber of last season. But that's the issue. People are comparing this to last season. One of the single greatest reality TV casts of all time, if not the greatest. So obviously this cast is not as strong as season 2 was, but goddamn it, I will not be told this cast is bad. This is a really good cast and I don't care what people say. We have massive names from the main franchises we can talk about with some shocking choices that are fun, and I think the dynamics of this cast are gonna be unmatched. I don't see a friendship season going down like we had last season at the tail end of it. I think these people are gonna hate each other, and that's what I'm here for. So what I'm gonna do is run through this cast in alphabetical order, all 21 names, and just give an initial reaction. Nothing crazy, just a vibe of how I'm feeling right now with that person being on the cast. As we get closer to the actual airing of the season, I'm gonna deep dive and do a full breakdown of a guide to the Traitors US Season 3, kinda like I did with the Season 2 cast. Basically, in that video I did last season, I'm gonna go in depth about how I think every player will do in the game and potentially add a power ranking on how likely they are to be a traitor and how likely they are to win the game. I'm slowly but surely falling in love with the Traitors as a show, so I'm more than happy to deep dive for no reason on little things like this. Enough talking though, subscribe to the channel if you want to stay up to date with everything going on with me. If you enjoy the Traitors, I highly recommend sticking around. The video I'm releasing next week is a long one, like 90 minutes long, and it's talking about a really fun topic regarding the Traitors. I'll talk about it more at the end of the video, but trust me, it's gonna be good. Let's get a move on and deep dive into the cast of the Traitors US Season 3. The first name from the cast is somebody I'm actually really excited for, and also somebody who I've watched the show they're from, and that's Bob Harper from The Biggest Loser and probably other things, but come on, I know this guy from The Biggest Loser. Bob is kind of an ass, but that's the perfect type of person you want on the Traitors. He's going to speak his mind and not be a set decoration. Please, we need more of that. And he's kind of a big name for anybody who used to watch The Biggest Loser, which was definitely me. I know there's awful stuff if you think about it for more than half a second, but younger me was addicted to it, I'm gonna be real. I could quite literally talk about The Biggest Loser for hours, but the bottom line is I'm really excited Bob Harper is here, not as a main character of the season, but as a front presence no matter how long he survives. We got some drag queen representation with Bob the Drag Queen. Oh my god. This is not one of the two names I'd said on my Dreamcast, but this is almost better. Bob is such an exciting personality who will say how he's feeling at all times. Now is he gonna do well? I don't know. I'm not expecting much. Hopefully a deep run is in store because I think this season will only be better if that's the case. But I do expect big things from Bob, and I really don't want to be let down again. Please, whoever is out there, I beg that you let the drag queens do well on a reality TV show for once. Thank you. Brittany Haynes, the confessional queen, is back on our television screens for the second time in a year. Oh my god, what did we do to deserve this? I will be rooting for her the entire time, and I have some faith that she can do really well. I'm scared of her getting sniped early on in the game because of murder or something, but there's also a halfway decent chance Brittany could be selected as a traitor. She's so unsuspecting, and unless you're a massive Big Brother fan, you aren't gonna know anything about Brittany except that she's a really funny person. The more I think about it, the more I realize this was a perfect pairing. Brittany as a traitor would feed families and hopefully do the Big Brother alumni justice because they kinda suck at this whole traitors thing. As long as there's no random ass murder, Brittany is smart enough and social enough to last a long time in this game, and I'm so excited to watch it happen. She's one of the best choices on this whole cast. Our first survivor representation is honestly a weird pick to me, and that's Carolyn Weiger. And when I say weird, I don't mean that Carolyn isn't a deserving person to be on this cast. She's one of, if not the biggest character in modern Survivor, and it makes sense why she would want to go on the Traitors. What I mean by weird is that out of everybody in Survivor history, aside from those who have already played or those on this cast, Why Carolyn? I don't know, because I feel like the Traitors could have gotten almost anybody they wanted from the Survivor world. So settling on Carolyn, especially on the woman's side when the options are limitless, is a bit of a letdown. We'll see how she does. I'm not strong either way on if I want her to go far or not, but I feel like the show lost the plot if we're gonna bring back recent Survivor players or recent players from these reality shows in general and not the icons from these reality shows. I'm sure she's gonna bring it, no doubt about it, but as far as casting Carolyn, I'm not fully bought in. Chanel Ion from the Real Housewives of Dubai is an interesting person. One of many housewives on the season, but possibly the one I think will bring the best TV. From the little I've seen and heard from her, I think she can bring it. So despite knowing next to nothing, I'm putting my blind faith in Chanel, and hopefully she's gonna kill it. I don't know a damn thing about Chriselle Staus, except she's from Selling Sunset. That's a fun representation, and hopefully she brings some good energy, but I really don't know much of anything, but I'm gonna be optimistic, she won't flop. Sierra Miller is somebody from Summer House. Again, know nothing about her. Through the grapevine, people like her, which is cool, but she isn't the best casting choice to get from Summer House specifically. So I'm conflicted, and I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until I do some research and see what she's all about when we get close to the season airing. Danielle motherfucking Reyes, baby. This is the dream. We've been so used to giving, and now we can receive. To get Brittany Haynes and Danielle Reyes on our television screens 2 times within a year, it's everything I could have asked for. Especially for Danielle here on the Traitors. I think she can fucking kill it. We know what she's capable of when it comes to strategy. We know she can socially dominate. Her confessionals are some of the best ever. There's so much greatness all in this one single casting choice. I know she can do Big Brother Traitors Legacy right. And she should be a traitor, no? I personally think they're gonna have 4 traitors to start the season, so that gives room for a housewife and a competitive reality TV woman to be a traitor. So why not make it Danielle? I'm terrified for her life to be murdered if she isn't a traitor, so just do it. She may be a massive name, but she's somebody I will always have faith in and do well and can absolutely win this season. When it comes to Dan or Parvati or people from last season, they're massive names, right? But we knew they weren't gonna win. Danielle is a massive name that can win, just like Suri. Dolores Catania, I think that's how I say her name, from the Real Housewives of New Jersey is on this cast. I know nothing about any of the housewives except for one. There's a lot of mixed reception from what I see online. Some people are very excited for Mother to arrive, and some people think she's incredibly boring. And I think I'm gonna side with the people saying she's boring. Everybody has their stands, but if many different people are saying you're gonna bring nothing as a housewife, yeah, I'm gonna believe them. So I'm not expecting much from Dolores, and I hope she isn't dragged super far into the game for our own sanity and for the season's sake. Hey, look at that. We got somebody else from my dream cast on the season. It's Dorinda Medley. And let this be a lesson to everybody. When Phaedra Parks tells you Dorinda Medley is gonna be on the Traitors, you better be prepared for Dorinda Medley to deliver on the Traitors, which is exactly what's about to happen. The Housewives takeover on the Traitors can be very hit or miss depending on who's cast, but I don't see how Dorinda can be a miss. Now granted, I don't actually know much of anything about Dorinda, but Phaedra Parks has never steered me wrong, and I'm ready to watch Dorinda with my own 2 eyes and hopefully enjoy what I see. Dylan Efron is here, the brother of Zac Efron. Yeah, what? I don't know a single thing about what he does or what he's gonna bring. He's a complete mystery in my head. I guess if the expectations are 0, he can't possibly disappoint, right? Sure, whatever. Gabby Windy is one of our Bachelor representatives, but they casted a woman? A gay woman? Oh, don't eat that hard, Traitors. I don't know anything about Gabby, I'm gonna be real. She seems like a really lively personality, and America from BB25 approves of her, so I'm all the way bought in. Gabby, deliver. I'm very shocked, but very happy to see Jeremy Collins on this cast. Not because I don't think he's a great casting choice, he most certainly is. I just wasn't expecting the Traitors to keep on delivering so many legends from Survivor. A Survivor winner, like I said, Survivor legend, and a really great person. I feel like with some of the other Survivor players I've not talked about yet, this kind of boosts the odds that at least one of these icons are gonna make a deep run at this. And why can't that be Jeremy? He's a really great strategic mind, unironically funny as hell, and I think can get along really well with this cast. There's a lot to like about Jeremy that gives me hope we can go 3 for 3 on the Traitors US seasons, giving us big names winning the show. Give me a little bit of time to think about it, but Jeremy could very well be my winner pick for this season. Who in the fuck is Lord Ivar Mountbatten? And why do I think I'm gonna love him? John Bercow was a massive success as our random British big name dude. Now Lord Ivar is gonna strut in with his awesome fucking name and give us the goods. Yeah, I know he is. Again, don't know a thing about him, but I know he's gonna be a success based on pure vibes alone. Nikki Bell is on the cast, a WWE wrestler. How do you gauge somebody's personality from WWE? I got no clue, but I got a gut feeling she's gonna make it far for some reason. I just hope that if she does make it far, she'll be a mess along the way, and that's all. We all know Boston Rob had to be here, right? I know, people are tired of him and want nothing to do with him, but he was on my Dreamcast for a reason. This man is television gold. There's a reason he gets brought back all the time. He knows how to deliver. Look at how he just carried Deal or No Deal Island on his back. And when he comes into this season with this cast, he doesn't need to do the heavy lifting. Just be Boston Rob. Give us your witty ass confessionals about how you know everything. Be a mafia boss during roundtables. Call people out on their bullshit, the whole shebang. I'm sorry, I truly disagree with anybody saying they don't want to see Rob or he's not gonna be good. I think you're crazy. He's not my first choice of anybody ever, but he's a really good pick. And after this season, no matter how it goes, he can retire. We never have to see him again. That's cool. But I needed him on the Traitors and give him that shot and see what happens. He's definitely not winning, but he can at least shine for as long as he's there. Robin Dixon is another housewife. A housewife, I've heard, is not very exciting television, and people are confused as to why she's on the season. What does that mean? She's probably gonna be a bore. Would love to do research and then when the season airs, be proven wrong, but for now, I'm not blinking twice. I'm gonna move on. Sam Asghari is here, I guess. He's quite literally only known as Britney Spears' ex. Not quite a nepo baby because that's not how it works, but he has no business being here. Dude, just don't suck or get murdered first. Any other outcome is a letdown from this guy. Hey, look at this, another person from my Dreamcast. And if I'm being real, this guy wasn't exactly one of my favorites from that Dreamcast, but I think he's gonna bring it, and that's Tom Sandoval. This guy feels like a psychopath that I hope starts a shit ton of fights, accuses a shit ton of people, and then gets banished in glorious fashion. That will be a satisfying arc for me. Tom, don't let me the fuck down. One of our last names here is a heavy hitter. Probably the biggest name in this entire cast as far as competitive reality TV goes. It's Tony Vlachos. The second two-time Survivor winner is back to play the Traitors. And this makes sense. He's gonna be a massive presence. He's 3 for 3 on Survivor seasons when it comes to leaving his mark and making his impact, whether he wins the whole game or is the second boot. So expect Tony to deliver that same Tony content on the Traitors. I will be very shocked if Tony is not running around the castle at one point or another. It's gonna go down. At the same time, don't expect Tony to be here for long. He's either gonna be a faithful and get banished or murdered right away, or be a traitor and get banished right away. I don't see a world in which Tony makes it far in this game. So if that's the case, you might as well make him a traitor so you can see him flame out in a banishment thing instead of some lame murder. But again, I said the same thing with Tony on Winners at War, so you never know what to see. And if he doesn't make it far, this is gonna be a crazy ass season. No matter how long he's there, Tony is gonna be fun, and I'm really happy he can bring some star power to this cast for sure. And our final cast member. We had to get a Bachelor guy on because the show is obsessed with these guys. Wells Adams is here. He seems fine. Nice guy, a likable figure. Will he be good television? I don't know yet, but he's definitely here and we gotta deal with it whether we like it or not. That's a cast. 21 players that I think can give us another great season of the Traitors despite what the public says. On to what is coming next. Like I teased at the beginning, next week is the first of these off-season Traitors videos I will be doing, where I'm going to be ranking every single traitor in the Traitors franchise thus far. It's a lot of names, a lot of discussion, and a long-ass video, but I highly recommend you stick around to watch that video when it comes out next week. From then on, we have All-Stars 4 wrapping up for the challenge, expect a review there, more Traitors content, Survivor content thrown in, and of course, Big Brother once we get closer to BB26. It's a lot, but it's gonna be fun, so please stick around. That'll do it for me though. If you made it to the end of the video, I love ya. Platonically, of course. And I will undoubtedly see ya when I see ya. Bye-bye.